This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, welcome to Kumar Consulting. So guys, in this session I'm going to start account payable. So account payable basic settings. Okay. Now, see guys, if you talk about any organizations, then every organizations will have certain customers and certain vendors. Now, it means, say for example of Tata Motor. Tata Motor is manufacturing certain products and all in order to sell into market. Now, in order to produce whatever the end product is there, of course, they required certain raw materials and all, which is going to be procured from somewhere, in the sense from vendors. So whatever this vendor related transactions are taking place, right? Whatever this vendor related transactions are taking place, let's suppose vendors are going to send you the goods along with the invoices. So those invoices we have to post in SAP. Now, and after, let's suppose once we have posted the invoices, then the payment is going to be made after a certain time, after a certain days or period, as per the negotiation with the vendors. That is called as per the terms of payment, which is negotiated with the vendors. So what will happen, guys? These all, whatever the invoices we have posted in SAP, those are our liability, because we are liable to pay, that particular or those certain amounts after certain period of time. Now, so here, say for example, if we talk about a very simple example here, let me open the Excel sheet. Now, say for example, since we are having rent GL itself, okay, till now. So let's suppose whatever this Tata Motor premises is there, let's suppose there or corporate office is there, that is they have taken on rent itself. So every month what is happening? A particular builder is going to send the invoices. Okay. So in that case, what will be the accounting entry, guys? The accounting entry will be, let's suppose rent account is going to be debited with certain amount, and your vendor account is going to be credited with certain amount. Now, rent is what, guys? Rent is a GL account. It is a GL account, means GL master. And vendor means there will be certain name, right? Let's suppose XYZ Infra. Certain, let's suppose builder is there. So this is a vendor. So this vendor also need to be set up. Okay, this vendor also need to be set up. The way we have set up the GL masters, okay, master data means what, guys? If you set up this master data once, and that is going to be used for lifelong, until unless it is going to be blocked or set for deletions and all, right? So likewise, even vendor master also we need to set up. This is your vendor. This XYZ Infra is your vendor. So now what will happen? Say for example, if you have to post a pretty simple what to set transaction also, in that case, let's suppose this rent account debit and your vendor account is going to be credited. So in that case, we need to set up a GL account which is already set up, or else let's suppose if you have to set up a new GL also, that can be set up. Why? Because whichever the configurations are required to set up a GL account, those configurations we have already done, right? But so now GL related configurations we have done. Now you can set up 1 GL, 10 GL, 100 GL, 1000 GLs. It's okay. Now we have to set up only GL account. Configurations are not required. Why? Because configuration is already done. But if you talk about vendor or vendor master, so if we have to set up a vendor master here in SAP, then before that we must have to do certain configurations. Okay, so those configurations are called account payable configurations, or we can say account payable basic settings, because in account payable there are a lot more things which will come into picture, and those things we are going to discuss one by one. So now we'll discuss we'll talk about account payable basic settings right now, so that after those basic settings, what will happen? We'll be able to set up the vendor master, and then after we'll be able to post certain invoices. Okay. And then after, there are several other topics also will come into picture one by one. So what are the settings, guys? So look at here. There are certain settings, configuration steps, what we have to configure. Define vendor account groups. I'll tell you guys, now if you talk about vendor account group, okay, then if you guys are able to remember, earlier we have set up GL account group, right? We have set up GL account group. Okay, what is the use of GL account group, guys? Can anybody explain what is the use of this account group, GL account group? What does it control? Anyone?
GL account group controls the fields which appears creation of the GL accounts.
Okay. Anybody else want to say anything?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, tell me, sign.
Sir, GL account is used to record the business transaction.
No, I'm talking about GL account group.
GL account group. And
Hello?
it is used to segregate the same nature of GL accounts into a one group.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, sir. So, like, we control through this. While we creating the GL account, the field will be reacting according to the account group field status.
Okay, what does it mean? What you want to say?
सर अगर मतलब अकाउंट ग्रुप के अंदर अगर हम फील्ड स्टेटस को मतलब अकाउंट ग्रुप के अंदर फील्ड स्टेटस को अगर हम जैसे मेंटेन करेंगे वो वैसी रिएक्ट करेंगी जब हम FS00 की GL क्रिएट करेंगे.
You mean to say that it controls the fields of GL master, right? Directly. This is
fields of GL creation.
Anything else apart from this?
And also it controls the number ranges of the GL accounts.
Yes, exactly.
I think it will be done by the account group, I think.
Sai, you want to say something?
Sir, the number ranges and the field status, all these things will be controlled by the account group, I think.
Yeah, but if you say I think, then this is not going to be considered, right?
Basically, the account group will be done by the all these things, sir. Field status things are controlled by the account group, and the number ranges also controlled by the account group. But you are saying the GL account group, as a GL account group is used to segregate the similar nature of GL cycles.
I'll tell you. GL account group means you have to explain about GL master, right?
Yes, sir. GL master.
Yeah. Now, anybody want to say anything? Ravi, you wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think account will segregate that similar kind of account.
Okay. So I'll tell you guys, the answer is pretty simple. You have to say in first line that it is a group of similar nature of GL account. That is the first thing. Second thing, it controls the fields which appears during creation of GL master. And third thing is it controls the number range. It's pretty simple, right? Just everybody be on mute. So
Yes, sir.
this is what I wanted to hear from you guys. Okay. Now, Sai, just be on mute.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now, and there is an answer from Kasuri also. It contains the same type of account, but shortcut, is not acceptable. Why? Because if you say the same answers like you, everybody's are going to repeat. Everybody's are going to answer like that itself, right? So why somebody is going to consider your profile, isn't it? If you say like it contains the same type of accounts, everybody, I'll tell you, I have asked such kind of questions from several people in telephonic round or face-to-face round. Most likely people will say that, yeah, it's a group of similar kind of, GL account or similar kind of accounts and all, right? But you have to add all those things in the sense fields. It controls the fields, it controls the number range. Now, so why I asked about GL account group? Because now here in account payable, what we have to do in account payable, we have to define vendor account group, right? So what about this vendor account group also? Vendor account group also is having the same functionality. Okay, vendor account group is also having the same functionality. This is also going to control the fields which appears during creation of vendor master. At the same time, this controls the number range also, right? Likewise, what is happening, guys? Likewise, once I start the account receivable, there also what will happen, guys? Once again, account receivable basic setting will come into picture, and the same thing. Whatever these settings are there, these all settings are going to be done for account receivables only. Also, these transaction code will be different. Okay. So even in account receivable, also you have to define the customer account group. So say for example, what we are having GL account group, we are having vendor account group, we are having customer account group. So what I said, I asked, what do you mean by GL account group? If somebody are going to ask like, what do you mean by GL account group? You have to say GL account group controls the fields which appears during creation of GL master. And it also controls the number range. It also controls the number range of particular this GL masters and all. If somebody asks what do you mean by vendor account group, then you have to say vendor account group controls the fields of vendor master along with the number ranges. Likewise, what do you mean by customer account group? Then that controls the fields of customer master along with the number ranges. But if somebody is going to ask what do you mean by account group, it means a common question is going to be asked. So never say GL, customer or vendor. You have to say account group controls the fields which appears during creation of master data. Why? Because the common question is there. Account group means it could be for GL, it could be for vendor, it could be for customer entity. So we are also going to give diplomatic answer itself. We are saying that it controls the fields of master data. Master data means it could be GL master, it could be customer master, it could be vendor master. This is how people are going to ask. This is just a basic question itself, but we can say it's a tricky question, right? So you have to now here. So what we are going to do, guys, we are going to define account group OBD3. It's pretty simple. Nothing is there in that. Let me log in. Okay. So now OBD3. Click on new entry and here give this TM20 the same code so that it will be easy for you guys to remember. Now just save it, Control S. Okay. Now double click on general data. Double click on anyone, like let's suppose address. Look at here, there are lots of fields, right? These fields. Okay, so if you are going to apply, like let's suppose if you suppress any field, if you make any field as a required entry, if you make it optional, if you make it display, where is the impact going to happen, guys? The impact will happen on the vendor master. Okay, here we are going to suppress, then what will happen? This field is going to be suppressed in vendor master. This is how it's getting controlled. The same way, the way it is getting controlled by GL account group in the same way, customer account group, vendor account group. These are the very basic things. Okay. Now, so what we have done, we have defined the customer account group. What next? We have to define a number range. What is the transaction code, guys? XKN1. By that we are going to define the number range here /NXKN1 and click on change interval Okay, look at here guys, there are lots of number range has been defined by people. Okay, lots of number range has been defined by people. So here what will happen, now you have to select, you have to define an unused number range. Unused in the sense, like let's suppose here this is 1 lakh to 1,99,000, something is there, like 2 lakh to 2 lakh, right? So likewise there are several number range is defined already, right? Look at here, several number range has been defined. Now, so if you have to define, let's suppose I'm going to define code. Look at the code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's already. So we have to give a unique code also. Let's suppose 18, 19, 21 to 23 is not used. So we are going to create, let's suppose 23. Okay, or you can give alphanumeric also, you can give alphabetical, so there is no issue. I'm going to give, let's suppose 1000 to 1999 and press enter. Okay, look at here guys, it has been accepted by system. Okay, it has been accepted, but let's suppose which one I've created 23, right? Where it is, let me come down. It's here, right? It's here, whichever. But now let's suppose sometime what will happen, sometime every time you guys are not that much lucky, let's suppose I'm going to do like this. Okay. Press enter. So in that case, what is happening? Look at here, system is saying that enter interval without overlap. Okay, enter an interval without overlap. Right? It means what is happening? Whichever range I have given, it is going to be overlap with some, some of the number range. Where now again you have to find out where it is overlapping. Why? Because somebody has given, let's suppose 1 lakh to this one, right? Now, if you are going to give any number range, I'll tell you guys what is this overlapping. It's quite easy. Let's suppose I have given 1000 to 2000. Okay. Say for example. Okay. So we are going to use a number range 1000 to 2000. Now 2000 to 3000. The moment you are going to create 2000 to 3000, system will not allow. Why? Because this is overlapping. This is overlapping with which one? Number range. This, let's suppose we have given A, B. So this is overlapping with this one, 1000 to 2000. Why? Because what is the last number of this one? This range, it is 1000 to 2000. 2000 is the last number, right? And so here it is going to be in here at 2000. And again, how can you start from 2000 itself, right? 2000 is the part of which one? 2000 is the part of this A or B. So system will be confused, right? So that's what. If you want to create, then you can create 2001 like this, right? Then system is going to accept. So now what will happen in most of the cases, whenever you are going to set up a number range, then what will happen? System is going to throw an error in the sense like which error? This error, interval without overlap. So what will happen? You have to create unused, you have to give unused number range, in the sense the number range which is not given by other people, right? So you can do like this. We are having, like, suppose 1000 to 1999. This one is taken, this one is considered. This is considered, right? So what I have done, I have just for testing purpose, I have taken it, I have given and system has taken this, right? But so I'll save it. Okay, now my number range is 23. But whenever you guys, let's suppose you are going to give a number range which is not acceptable, then I'll tell you guys, it's pretty simple. I have shown you guys how to set up the number range, right? You came to know how to set up the number range. After that, you use this default number range 0 2. Better to use default number range 0 2. Okay. So now what we have done, we have defined a number range, create a number range, have defined a number range, right? Assign number range to vendor account group. So how account group is going to control the number range also, guys? Look at here, whichever number range we have set up, whether it is 0 2 or 23 or 0 or whatever it is, right? So whatever there is a question, can we take at A 1000 to A 1999? Yes, you can take it. Why not to make experiment, right? So now, so assign number range to the vendor account group, right? So assign the number range to vendor account group, whatever account group we have created, assign this number range against that account group. Now use transaction code /NOVAS. Okay, now I'm going to give TM20. This is our account group, and here you have to use the number range. Which one I have created, guys? I've created 23, right? So if you are unable to create the number range, if you are unable to find out unused range, then what will happen? I told you that you can use 0 2. Better to use 0 2, which is the default number range given by SAP. Okay, you can use 0 2. I've left 23 for you guys. Anybody can use that. Okay, I'm going to use, let's suppose, 0 2 itself. Okay, now save it. So what is happening, guys? Let's suppose here I have 0 2 or 23, or let's suppose even A B C D also we can give, alphabetic also we can give. Now if you are going to assign, let's suppose A here, if you assign A instead of 0 2, if you assign A, then what will happen? Whenever the vendor master is going to be created, then the number range is going to be derived from system by system from 1000 to, it will be 1000 to 2000 from this range. If you assign B, then what will happen? The range will be 2001 to 3000. It means from this range, system is going to generate the number range, or else you give 1000 to 1999, and here 2000 to 2999. Okay, so here what will happen? If you are going to create, if you are going to assign A, then one series number range will be there. If you are going to assign B, then two series number range will be there. Okay, so what we have done, we have created the number range. We have assigned the number range to the account group. Now define tolerance group for vendors, guys. Here even the tolerance group is going to be set up for vendor also. Okay, for vendor and customer both. For vendor and customer both. Here also, I'll just do one thing. What is the transaction code? OBA3, I guess. OBA3, yes. So use transaction code OBA3. Okay. Here, click on inventory. And you can just give your company code TM20. Don't give any group here, simply give your company code descriptions. Okay, and here in gray, what is the loss and gain, we are going to give certain amount, let's suppose 5 or 5. Okay, leave the percentage field. Okay, let me save it. What is the, like, there is a grace period there also, but this grace period we are going to use somewhere in the further upcoming. Go to see this one. Now I'll tell you guys generally what is happening. I'll just do one thing. Okay, so say for example we are having, whenever you post an invoices, the invoice, let's suppose whenever you post the invoices, so what will happen? The invoice amount is 1000.02. Let's suppose. So what will happen? The vendor is going to, sorry, in the sense vendor has sent you the invoices of this one, right? Now what will happen? whenever the payment is going to be made, let's suppose your company, your organization is going to make payment in round figure, that is 1000. So now look at here guys, in invoice and this payment amount, there are certain differences. So system will not allow you to clear this. Okay, whenever you are going to make payment, then invoice will be whatever invoice is there, that is going to be that invoice amount will be shown in the system as an open item. What is this open item guys? Once I post the invoice, you guys will come to know, don't worry. So whenever we are going to post the respective payment, then what will happen, this invoice amount is going to be cleared. Okay, from open item it is going to be treated as a cleared item. So what will happen guys, there is a difference of certain amount. Okay, so why we have given certain tolerance limits, in the sense like 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 50 rupees, that depends upon your client, whatever they are saying, the amount we can keep over there. Okay, or else initially during implementations guys, we are not going to discuss with the client, simply we give any in the sense any amount we are going to give, some small amount, 10 or 20 or 50 we are going to give, because during implementations, if you started discussing each and everything with the client, then from for everything they would like to know the logic. What is the logic behind this? Why, what will happen if I give this amount or that amount? So it is going to take lots of time. It's a very simple thing. Without asking, we are going to give certain, what to say, amounts, small amount. So now, so this differences, if you have given this tolerance limit and all, then what will happen? System will consider these differences. Okay, and the differences are going to be posted in a different account, which need to be assigned somewhere. Okay, so now this is also a mandatory setting. Okay, you must have to define the tolerance group for customer vendor both. OB83 means the same is going to be applicable in case of customer also. Now, creation of reconciliation account. What is the use of reconciliation account, guys? This one, from this basic setting, account payable basic setting. If any question is going to be asked by people, then they will ask questions about this account group. What do you mean by account group? What does it control? And apart from this, what do you mean by reconciliation account? What is the use of reconciliation account? Okay. So what about, can anybody explain what is the use of reconciliation account, guys? Yeah, tell me.
Reconciliation account is used to have a intermediary account, which will be has a vendor account would be a subsidiary account. Whatever the values we are posting, it will be reflected into the GL account through the reconciliation account. I think. As per yes, as per reconciliation account is used to transfer the whatever the amount we are posting in the vendor account, that will be directly hitting into the GL account through the reconciliation account.
Okay. Okay. Anybody want to give any other explanation?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So this is Farikos. Sir, reconciliation account is a sort of a consolidation of all the customers and vendors accounts.
Repeat again. It's a.
It can be called as a consolidation or a summary of all the accounts which we have, all the customer accounts or vendor accounts in case of accounts receivable.
Okay. Okay. Anybody? What is this reconciliation account?
Hello.
Yeah, Dheeraj, tell me. Yeah, tell.
Whatever we data posted in like vendor account, it will automatically go to the reconciliation account. It is just like to make the reconciliation between the GL and the vendor. That's it.
Reconciliation between GL and what do you mean to say reconciliation between vendor and GL?
Whatever the data posted in vendor account, let's say you have posted in 1,000 rupees of invoice in vendor, it will reflected in somewhere in reconciliation account.
So what is the benefit? I'll ask one question. You're a consultant, right? Now here the logic, I know why we have set up this reconciliation. Let's suppose if SAP is not going to give you reconciliation account field over there, then what will happen?
It will be like complicated for the user. While they are doing the reporting, they will find it very difficult to do the reconciliation because like Ram Sham how it will be represented in the balance sheet. It will like make some bad impact on the balance sheet also.
Bad impact on the balance sheet in the sense?
Like let's say if we post directly post in like on vendor only, then it will show in the balance sheet like Ram, Sham, this kind of account. So lot of the balance sheet will be so long. So that's why the first the entry is posted Ram, then it will be go to the reconciliation account, that is GL. So it will
Okay.
be, yeah.
So yes, whatever you are saying, I'm able to understand. The logic is clear. Now I'll tell you guys other people. Let's suppose we are having several vendors. Okay, we are having several vendors. In a different way, in a simplest way, I'll try to make you guys understand. Okay, we are having several vendors. Now, so we have posted lots of different invoices, right, against. Okay, so these all are the amount which we have posted. Okay, now if you need, like, let's suppose if you have to count the total payable, okay, whatever invoices we have posted, these invoices are our payable amount, right? So if you have to count total payable, how we are going to count total payable, guys? Total payable is possible only if you are going to sum. You have to count the sum of these all. How much? Let's suppose 20,100. How I have counted this 20,100? Simply because these all are there in Excel sheet. Simply I have calculated easily, right? But this is there only if we are having few vendors, might be 5, 6, 7, right? But what will happen if you're having 6,000 vendors, if you're having 10,000 vendors? In that case, if you need to count the total payable, because total payable is required, guys. Why? Once you are going to prepare the balance sheet, okay, once you prepare the financial statement, then we have to show, because you have to show the suppose assets and liabilities. Okay, so whatever payables are there, that is our liabilities. So payables means, like, let's suppose whichever invoices we have posted against, so we are having, let's suppose 5,000 vendors, 6,000 vendors. Against every vendor certain invoices we have posted. So these all are your payable. Now one by one, it is not possible to show all the vendors, one by one in the balance sheet, because it's going to be huge. Might be 6,000. There may be an organization where they are having like let's suppose 50,000 vendors, 40,000 vendors, right? So what will happen, guys? We have to show only payable amount in the balance sheet. So what is happening then? Okay, then we are going to set up a reconciliation GL. Let's suppose the reconciliation account is, this reconciliation account is nothing but a GL account. That is the first thing. Okay, so we are going to set up a reconciliation GL. What is this reconciliation GL, guys? The same GL. Let's suppose we have set up one GL account. Okay, this GL account is going to be assigned against every vendor master. Whenever any vendor master is going to be set up, against those vendor master, what is happening? We are going to assign this reconciliation account against the vendor master. So what will happen? Whenever you are going to post a transaction against this vendor, then what will happen? Indirectly, the transaction is going to be updated in this GL account also. In the sense, in this reconciliation account also. Again, this 5,000 also posted against this vendor, but again this transaction is going to be updated against this GL also. So instead of consolidating one by one all the vendor balances, simply we are going to check this GL balance, in the sense this reconciliation GL balance, and you will be finding that the total amount is, let's suppose 20,100, right? So this amount is going to be published in the balance sheet. Right? There is a topic called financial statement version, guys. Once I cover that topic, then you will be having a perfect understanding of this logic. Okay? Because in financial statement, what is happening, guys? It's not like that we are going to update the GL balances manually. We need to set up a financial statement version, and in that we are going to assign the GL accounts. So what will happen? System is going to fetch this GL balances. Okay? GL balances. So here what will happen, guys? in this GL account, what is happening? Total balance is 20,100. So automatically system is going to fetch this balance, and system will come to know that total payable is 20,100. Okay, so reconciliation account, what it is going to do, guys? It is going to consolidate the total payable. As of now, we are in account payable, right? So I'm talking about payable itself. Okay, once we cover the account payable and receivable both, then you can say that it is going to consolidate the total payable or total receivables. This is the use. Reconciliation is what? It's a GL account. Okay, this is the use of this reconciliation account. This is why we are going to set up, and this is why we are going to assign against the vendor master. So this reconciliation GL also need to be set up, and it's pretty simple. I think it's gone, so I'll have to log in again. Okay, so here use transaction code FS00, and here change the company code first. Company code is TM20, and reconciliation account, guys. So this is for account payable we are going to create, right? And this account payable is going to be, it is your liability, right? So that is going to be set up under liability account group. So now click on create. And what is the number range of liability, guys? I'm able to remember it is 2000 to 2999. So I'm going to use the first number 2000. Okay, now here I need to change the company code also, TM20, and then press enter. Okay, so here select the liability account group. It's part of balance sheet, and here let's suppose I'm going to create account payable. Then here, what you have to do, guys, look at your reconciliation account for account types. Here you need to select. Okay, so you need to select what? Vendor. Okay, you need to select vendor, and then click on line item display, and don't apply a check mark here on open item, because by default reconciliation account will be treated as open item itself. Okay, now give a short key, and then here we are going to give a field status group. For reconciliation account, guys, keep in your mind G067 always. G067 is the field status group which is set up. Press enter. Okay, look at here. This is for reconciliation account G067, and save it. Okay, so now what we have done, we have created a reconciliation account. Now what next, guys? The next step is we need to set up the vendor master. Okay, how to set up a vendor master? It's pretty simple. Use transaction code XK01, press enter, and then here you need to give your company code. You need to give the account group whichever we have created. I'm going to give TM20 itself, and purchase organization. What is the use of purchase organization, guys? These things will come into picture once we start a topic called FI MM integration. Okay, once I cover the P2P scenario, then you will be having the logic of, you will come to know the logic behind purchase organizations. In real time, what is happening, guys? These purchase organizations will be set up by material management consultant. Since we are not having any material management consultant here, and we have to perform testing for P2P in the sense FIMM integrations, so we will set up this purchase organizations, but later, not now. Okay, that integration topic will come. Still, lots of time is there. Now, so you have to give your company code, you have to give your account group, and then don't give the vendor number, because system is going to generate the vendor number automatically. You need to press enter. Now here, let's suppose we are going to create. You can give any name, let's suppose XYZ Infra. This is we have created for what? Okay. Now I'm going to fill up the mandatory fields. Okay. I'm going to fill up the mandatory fields only, certain details. I'm going to leave up these details knowingly, guys. Why? Because there is a topic called automatic payment program. So I have to show you guys certain, issues, certain errors which is taking place later on once I start that topic. Okay, so I don't give anything here in address field. Simply country I've given. Why? Because this is a mandatory field, right? Here, this is a mandatory field. So you must have to give country code and then press enter. Okay, now here in control tab, again this control tab will come into picture, guys, later once I start a topic called if customer is your vendor or vendor is your customer and vice versa. So not going to give any details, press enter. Here what we are going to give, guys, here we are going to give the bank details. Okay, bank accounts of the vendors. So I'm not going to give any bank account right now. This will come into picture later. Later we have to give this bank account a lot. Simply we are going to create a basic, a simple vendor here. Now here what is happening? Contact person details. Contact person means for every vendor there will be, let's suppose if you have any dispute with a vendor, then whom we are going to call? This vendor is nothing but an organization, right? This vendor is nothing but an organization. So now okay, so now what will happen, guys? So whom we are going to contact? So there will be some contact person. Whenever you are going to do the agreement with the vendor, whenever your purchasing team is going to involve with the agreement with the vendor, then they will be taking this purchase, this contact person details and all. At the time of setting up vendor master, people can enter those details. Okay, details in the sense that person name, telephone number, fax number, whatever is there. If you double click on this field, then here you'll be having all the details. Okay, the name, like even if you come at the bottom, then you'll be having contact number. Other details also can be entered here, right? Phone number, fax number, mobile number, whatever it is. Now, then press enter. And here what is happening, guys? Here we are going to enter the reconciliation account. That is 2000 we have created. Okay, we have created this reconciliation account 2000. Now press enter, and here we are having payment terms. What is this payment terms, guys? Separate session will be there. Right now I'm going to use standard payment terms, that is 3001. Okay, apart from this payment methods and all these all things will come into picture later. Okay, because in account payable we are having lots of other settings. So one by one, once we proceed further, then I'm going to explain the logic of other fields also. Now press enter. Nothing else we are going to give, guys. Here dunning procedure and all, dunning will come into picture later. Once I start the account receivable there, I'm going to cover this. Now press enter, then system is going to ask you that you want to save. Yes, I want to save, so click on yes. Now system is going to generate a number. Look at here at bottom, a vendor number got generated. That is 1000431. 1000431. This is our vendor number. Display. Then what is happening? Whatever details we have given, those details can be viewed easily. Okay. Now, what we have done, guys, we have created a vendor master. Okay, this is our vendor. Now, we'll do one thing, create one more system. And here use transaction code FB60. And here, okay, so first of all, I have to check my company code. Just come down. It is DM01, so I'll have to change here. Click on company code. I'm going to give DM20. Okay, for you guys, whenever you are going to use FB60 first time, system will give a pop-up box, a small box will appear here. You have to give the company code over there itself. Now, what is our vendor account, guys? So it is 100431. This number we are going to give 100431, and then give your invoice date, same date. Invoice date and posting date, same date. Okay, this the difference between both you'll be able to understand in what is it, once I cover a topic called terms of payment. I'm going to give an amount here, let's suppose 1000 rupees itself, and then GL account. So GL account we are having rent account, give this rent account 4000, and here again the amount we are going to give 1000 itself. Okay, now press enter. Okay, so look at here. Now here it's showing green, it means everything is fine, perfect. You need to click on simulate to see the accounting entry. Okay, so look at here, guys. Now your vendor is getting credited, and this GL account rent GL is going to be debited. If you are able to understand from this posting key, it's okay, or if not, then look at here minus symbol, this is credit, and plus symbol means debit, right? So this is debited and this is credited. Now just post it. Now, how to check that this vendor balance? Use transaction code FBL1N. Press enter. Okay, and just execute. Look at here, guys. Now what is happening? We are having this 1000. We have posted 1000 worth of invoice. Now what is happening? It is open item. It is going to be treated as an open item. It will be open item unless we are going to make the payment. Once you make the payment, then what will happen, guys? Then it is going to be. So how to make payment? It's pretty simple. If you make payment, it's pretty simple. Use transaction code F-53. And here use the bank GL. Bank GL is, that is HDFC Bank we have created, right? And amount is also, which amount, guys? 1000. And here give your vendor number. What is the open item selection means what? Here we are going to give the vendor number 100. What is the vendor number, guys? 100,431, right? So 100,431. And then you need to press enter. Once you press enter, look at here, this amount 1000, right? So how much we have entered? We have entered 1000. And how much system has assigned? System is also assigned 1000 itself. So what is the difference, guys? 0. No differences, right? Now if you want to see the accounting entry, click on document and click on simulate. Okay, so this is the accounting entry. Here what is happening, guys? Your vendor is going to be debited here and your bank account is going to be credited. Okay, now if you post this, click on post. So if you post this one, then what is happening, guys? Now just come here. Now what is happening? This one is showing as an open item. Open item means the only open item is red color symbol means what, guys? Only invoice is posted, right? Payment we have not posted yet. Now what we have done, guys? We have posted the payment also. So if you post the payment, then this open item will not be available here. If you click on list and click on refresh, now open item gone. In the sense, look at here, no item selected, press enter. It means that open item gone. So you need to click on cleared item, or better to click on all item and then execute. All item means open and close, all item is going to be visible. Right now we are not having any open item, in the sense no invoices. Why? Because we had only one invoice, and against that payment also has been made. Okay, so How you will come to know which one is the invoice and which one is the payment? So look at your document type. Document type, KR is for invoices and KZ is for payment. So by document type, with the help of document type, we will come to know which one is the invoice and which one is the payment. So this is just about account payable basic setting, guys. In account payable, we are having a lot more topics which is going to discuss, which will be discussed one by one in our conversation. Okay, so that's all in this session, guys, and that's all for today.